Brought to you by the Every Dollar app. Start budgeting for free today.
I am trying to get on the same page with spending with my girlfriend. We just recently, in the past couple months, we did move in together, and I've been happy to cover all the necessity bills, rent, groceries, etc. But as of more recently, I have not been able to get on the same page. She has a card of mine that she uses for groceries expenses, but I've noticed a lot of charges that I can't keep up with. And I brought it to her attention, and every time I do, we get into a fight. So I'm just calling, what am I doing wrong? How can I get on the same page?
Does she work?
Yes, so she works, and she makes a decent amount as well. She has some other debts that she's paying. She has some student loans. She has a car payment. I don't have any debt aside from the debt that would be spent on that card that she uses that I brought up to her attention.
And what does she say when you bring it up? You say, we keep getting in a fight about it. What's like the dialogue? What's being said? So,
for example, at the end of this past month, there was $1,900 in between Target and shopping. And she's not shopping necessarily personal, buying shoes and bags. It's expenses that are for, home and decoration, but it's yes, correct, for not for a wrong cause or anything, but it's charges that I can see the bottom of the barrel coming very quickly if this continues.
How old are you?
I'm 23.
How old is she?
She's 23 as well.
And what do you make?
So I work an hourly construction job, and I make somewhere between 60 and 70 a year. I also do have a side business that I'm starting to finally see some income from there too. It's not consistent because it's still in the early phases.
Okay, you seem like such a level-headed, wise, smart young guy until we start talking about her.
Mm-hmm.
And then suddenly, like, all of your common sense left.
Yeah.
Because you're sitting here explaining to me something that's absolutely asinine, and you're the kind of guy that normally would have just said, wait a minute, just give me the card back. This doesn't work. Why haven't you done that?
So it's not that I haven't. It's that I
take the card back tonight.
Yeah.
This is going nowhere good.
Todd, the problem is you guys are acting like you're a married couple. You know what I mean? Like you're acting like, oh yeah, we are one in our lives and we're doing this life together. No, you're not. Like financially, this is not a combined.
You gave your roommate
venture.
a credit card, and your roommate has a spending problem.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. And that's what Rachel's saying. Now, if you're her husband, now we got a different discussion. Now we're in marriage counseling and we get on the same page, and honey, we can't spend money like we're in Congress, and we start having these discussions, okay? But
yeah, but she's not your wife.
But you just gave your pretend like you weren't sleeping with her and it was just your roommate, and you just gave your buddy who's living down the hall in another bedroom your card, and then he went hog wild at freaking Target. You'd be going, no.
Or Bass Pro.
Bass Pro.
Or whatever.
Okay, wherever. I don't care. But, you'd be going, man, that was a bad move. I want my card back. Right? Because that's the situation absolutely. You're in.
Almost $2,000 a month, Todd. That's a lot. It's not like you're like, oh, gosh, she spent $50.
Yeah, it was $1,700 last month, and I said something then,
Todd,
and we got an argument, and then it was $19 this month.
Okay, well, let me help you with this. It's going the wrong way.
Yeah, I guess my problem is I see so many characteristics of her that are marriage material, and so I try to overlook this problem and try and compromise and make it work.
No,
but every time I say something, we get an argument.
No, you have to take the card back, and now we have to start the relationship over, and the relationship starts with. The two of us have to get on the same page about how we are going to handle money before we talk about marriage. And a real good way to do that is not be living together, because when you're living together, you're trying to play like you're married, but you're not. It's like one foot in the boat, one not, and all you do is getting wet in this lake.
Yeah,
the boat leaves, and there you go. So, and so it's a problem. So, and I don't think you two, you're not describing a situation where you're ready to get married.
Yeah. That's
So-
kind of
Well, and just
the
know,
answer I'm coming to.
yeah,
Yeah.
and know this, Todd, I'm sure she does have marriage material and all of that. And not that certain subjects can't be agreed upon, and seeing shared values and actually working towards reconciliation of us actually seeing life the same way. But there's like big issues that create that have been studied and shown that cause divorce. And money is always in that top 3. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I heard this example once, so I thought it was funny. They were like, if they're like, okay, the top 3 ways that you could die from here to walking to your car are bears. And bears are one of the 3 ways that people die from walking from inside to their car. We'd all probably know about bears and be thinking about bears and probably have bear spray and be armed against bears and be aware. So if it's a major red flag in a relationship towards marriage, like it should be a big deal. Like this is a big red flag, Todd. Like you keep saying, you know what I mean? Like the attitude is like, well, it's just this. It may not be a big deal. And what we're saying is for a romantic relationship, for it to go further and you guys get married, it's not that I don't have hope that you guys could create shared values and actually start as grown-ups talking about reality, that we can't spend more than we make. And in reality, here's what this looks like for our life. You could do that. I hope you can. But if you can't reconcile this, again, it is a big red flag for marriage. So
it starts
really important.
So the conversation, if I'm you, it sounds, at a minimum, it sounds like this. Tonight we sit down and we say, hey, I made a mistake. I'm sorry. The mistake I made was I started treating the situation like we were married financially, and we're not. And so we need to keep our money completely separate if we're going to stay in the same house. And we've got to start, if we want the relationship to go forward, we've got to start talking about how we can be on the same page about money. In the meantime, give me my card back. Because we're going to separate our money again, because this is complicating our relationship. It's not helping it. I thought I was doing a nice thing by providing, and I made a mistake. I goofed. And so we've got to separate the stuff so that we can come back to sanity and start a fresh discussion like 2 grown-ups about how we can move this relationship forward. And it can't be that we're sharing money and a bed when we're not married. Those two, it just doesn't work. The data is in. It's not a moral judgment, although I can pitch that to you too if you want it. But but what it is the data is in. This does not go where you guys want it to go.
No.
There's research project after research project after research project, and we now know for sure that marriage is a huge advantage over singles living together. We see the health is improved of both partners. The sex life is improved of both partners. The wealth is 15 times higher for a married 35-year-old couple than a single female. 15 times higher net worth. That's actual data, okay, from research projects. Married men live 6 to 9 years longer than unmarried men. Apparently, women keep us from doing stupid stuff. I don't know. But are you going to eat that? Yes. No, you're not. You're married. I don't want you to die. I don't know what it is, but something, married men live longer. Married men make 26% higher incomes at 37 years old than unmarried men. Interesting. And that includes unmarried men shacking up, acting like they're married. You make 26% more if you actually put a ring on it. Hello. So, this is real, you guys. And you guys have been told a lie out there that, I'm going to try on the shoes before I buy them and make sure they fit. That's a lie. The data doesn't pay off on this. It doesn't work. I'm sorry. And if that offends some of you, we'll get in line of people that Dave Ramsey has pissed off in the last 30 years. It's a long line. Create your free every dollar budget today, the simplest way to budget for your life.